Honey, this is the fourth week. We are starting our fourth week doing this show.
Oh my gosh.
We've done 15 of these already.
Oh my gosh.
This is show 16. This is our fourth week doing this show every Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Facebook page.
Oh my gosh.
You say that as if you're
I wasn't counting.
you wasn't aware of that?
I wasn't aware of
You wasn't aware of that? 4 weeks. I thought we would. When this whole damn thing started, I said, oh my God, what am I going to do? I said, all my shows have been canceled. I said, I can't go out and do stand-up. I can't perform for an audience. All of show business has been shut down.
Yeah.
There's no TV or film auditions of any kind. What am I going to do? And you said, do a show on Facebook every night.
It was all my fault.
This is all your fault. And what was my initial reaction? I said, nah, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that.
Silly.
That's Facebook live shows are for saps. Who needs that aggravation? It's amateur hour. I don't want to be bothered with such nonsense.
No.
Well, this is our 16th show. We've been doing this for 4 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
I thought we'd knock out a couple of weeks, we'd be done, we'd all go back to work.
No.
Apparently, I was wrong.
Apparently not.
So you know what I did today, this morning? I did the absolute worst thing you can do when you're quarantined for 4 weeks. I made the worst mistake a human could make if you're quarantined in your house for 4 weeks.
What did you do?
I weighed myself. This morning I weighed myself.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Oh dear.
I've never seen such numbers so high.
Really?
I am the fattest I have ever been in my entire life at this moment.
You look good.
I look good because I hide it well.
Oh.
I'm fat in places that you wouldn't think a person, like behind my neck, I'm plump. Okay?
Yeah.
But behind my knees, I'm very chubby behind my knees. The base of my spine, I'm morbidly obese.
Aw.
I'm fat in areas you can't see, but I'm fat, boy, I'll tell you. The number I saw, I never saw, it was a scary number.
Maybe it's just.
I was watching a Governor Cuomo's show today.
Yeah.
The Andrew Cuomo show. I watch that every day. It comes on about 11, 12 o'clock during the day.
Popular.
It's a popular show. I was watching and he was showing the numbers. And he said, all the numbers are getting better. He said, good news, the numbers are getting better, except for the numbers on Dave Konig's scale.
Oh man.
We're going to have to shut the state down for another month because Dave Konig gained so much weight. That's what the governor said.
Oh no. Maybe
It's
just
true.
Water retention.
It's true. I know. I'm big. I tell you. I got a middle-aged paunch.
Yeah.
Got mine early. Got it when I was 12. No, but here's the thing. It's not my fault.
No.
No, it's a metabolism thing at this point.
Okay.
Because you reach a certain point, you just can't lose the weight. I've tried everything.
Yeah.
Except for diet and exercise. But essentially, I've tried everything. So I got to change everything. Now I'm going to change my whole exercise regimen.
Yeah.
By that I mean I might attempt to start one.
Okay.
And I'm going to change the way I eat.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to drastically change my diet. Drastically. Starting tomorrow. Everything changes.
Okay.
I'm getting rid of everything.
Let's do it.
Except for one thing. I'm not going to become a vegetarian.
Okay.
Because they're annoying. No, they are. Please. They come over to your house on Thanksgiving. You got to make a special meal. They sit and stare at you with their beady, judgmental vegetarian eyes. Can't stand those people, I tell you. My doctor wants me to cut down on red meat. That's what he was telling me.
Yeah.
The doctor told me that. He said, you really should cut down on the red meat.
What?
You know what I told him? I said, you're wrong. I said, meat eaters live longer than vegetarians. Do you know why?
No.
Because we embrace life, and then we eat it. I'm a meat eater. You know that about me, honey.
I do know that.
I'm a meat eater. When this is all over, first thing I'm doing, I'm going to a restaurant. I'm going to get a big juicy steak. I'm going to get a side order of pot roast. I'm going to get some meatballs on top of that. I'm going to tell the waiter, take it back, put it in the blender, make me a meat smoothie. I'm a meat eater.
Oh wow.
That's what I am.
That sounds good.
Vegetarians. I got a friend who's you know who I'm talking about. My friend who's a vegetarian.
Yes. Yeah.
He tells me he's a vegetarian. He says, I'm a vegetarian, but I eat fish, but I'm a vegetarian. You know the guy I'm talking about.
I know.
What's his name? Ralph?
No,
His name's Ralph?
Yeah.
You know, Ralph,
Yeah.
the guy who says he's a vegetarian?
Yeah, him.
I can't stand that guy.
Right.
He says, I'm a vegetarian, but I eat fish, but I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah.
He says, I'm a vegetarian, I eat fish and chicken, but I'm a vegetarian. He says, I'm a vegetarian, you know what I like? I like the occasional porterhouse steak, but I'm a vegetarian. He says, I'm a vegetarian, you know what I like to do on the weekends? I like to get a baby seal and broil it on an open spit, but I'm a vegetarian. I said to him, Ralph, I said, you're a vegetarian in between meals. That's when you're a vegetarian.
That's right.
That's what I told Ralph.
Well, you told
My
me.
friend Ralph, who claims
Oh
to be a
my
vegetarian,
gosh.
I
Yeah.
told him a thing or two.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, your viewers love Andrew Cuomo and hate their scales.
Okay, very
I'm
good.
on board with you.
Well, that's terrific. And you know what that means?
I think so.
It means it's time for the Dave Konig Show on Facebook Live.
Yay!
Yay! With my co-host sitting a safe 6-foot social distance to my right, the lovely bride of Konig, Susan Konig.
Hi, everybody.
That's her official catchphrase, and boy, it's getting on my nerves. I don't know about you. But then again, we've been doing this for several weeks now. So, okay, and we're cooped up in the house. But God bless you. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you, dear.
I just God blessed my wife. What a show business phony I am. Also on the show today, the Not Ready for Dave Konig dancers will be here.
Okay.
Well, we've had a lot of trouble getting them on the show.
Oh.
We've tried. I've been having ongoing conversations with Gladys. You know Gladys. She's the dance captain. Yeah, she's one of the older girls in the
Yeah.
troupe. You know, she's well into her 60s. Gladys.
Yeah.
She has no hips. She has 2 artificial hips.
Okay.
Yeah, and no knees at all. She had all the cartilage and bone removed from her knees completely.
Okay.
And she doesn't have artificial knees. She has no knees. Just nothing. There's nothing holding her up. There's nothing holding that woman up.
Okay.
I don't know how she does it, but she's the dance captain of the troupe. So I said to Gladys, Gladys, I said, we got to get you girls into the studio. Enough with this, because we've tried Zoom and we've tried FaceTime. The latest was, she said, well, we could send in, we're going to try and do something on 8-track cassette. I said, that's it. That's it. I want you here in the Facebook Live studios.
Okay.
Gladys said, and she said, well, we're not coming in. She said, don't you read the papers?
Yeah.
She said, it's a global pandemic. We're not coming in there.
Yeah.
She said, the heck with you, man.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know what's going on with her. She's got some kind of attitude about something.
Well,
But
that's all right.
but you know who will be here
Who?
is the Not Ready for Dave Konig players.
Oh, will they?
Our in-house sketch comedy group. They're coming in.
Wow.
Because Kevin, the young guy
The
who's...
breakout star.
He thinks he's going to be the big breakout star of the troupe. So I said, Kevin, are you going to send in some kind of comedy sketch? We'll loop it in somehow. We'll do it on Zoom or something. He goes, no, I'm coming in. I said, what do you mean you're coming in? I said, the girls are not the dancers are not going to be here. I said, Kevin, don't you know there's a global pandemic? I turned it around on him.
Yeah, you did.
I said, what are you talking about? He says, it's all a hoax. That's what he says.
What?
I said, what? I said, what? Kevin, what? What are you talking about? He said, it's all a hoax. He says, this guy, you know what he does? He spends the whole day, he's like on InfoWars.
Oh, man.
He explained it to me. He told me Hillary Clinton started the whole thing, and
Oh, my God.
he's got a whole theory. So
Oh, yeah.
he's kind of a crackpot, this kid.
Oh,
So he's going to be here with the conspiracy theory not ready for Dave Konig players.
Wow. Does he know where we live?
And and a big celebrity guest on the show.
Wow.
Big celebrity guest,
Oh.
Charlotte Ray Leonard Jr. Charlotte Ray Leonard Jr. will be on the show.
Yeah.
He is the illegitimate son of Charlotte Ray,
Yeah.
who played Mrs. Garrett on The Facts of Life,
Yes.
and Sugar Ray Leonard, the champion middleweight boxer from the 1980s, who was so charismatic and used to beat up on Roberto Duran all the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's a boy named Charlotte.
His name is Charlotte Ray Leonard Jr., the illegitimate son of Charlotte Ray and Sugar Ray Leonard. And he is not in show business or in boxing,
Okay.
ironically enough.
What does he do?
He hails from Kenosha, Wisconsin, and he is a professional cat plumperer.
Oh, cat what?
He's a professional cat plumperer.
Plumperer.
If you have a cat, say you got a cat, right?
Yeah.
And you know how sometimes you get those cats, they're all scrawny?
Yeah.
You get those scrawny, scraggly cats.
Yeah.
And that can be a little irritating to have one of those around the house. And you say, well, I like my cat, but aesthetically, it's
Too scrawny.
it's too scrawny.
Yeah.
You send it off to Charlotte Ray Leonard Jr. in a special box of some kind. A special cat box, and within 6 months
Yeah.
he will send it back pleasantly plump. He'll take your scrawny, scraggly cat and make it zaftig, and that's a cat that you can be proud of.
Right.
So Sugar Ray Leonard Jr., Kenosha, Wisconsin's foremost cat plumperer, will be
Okay.
on the show today.
All right.
Also on the show we have of course, as always, our studio audience, creepy captain guy,
Yeah.
creepy sea captain guy,
There he is.
and Mo Willems pigeon guy. He's here,
Yeah.
and there you go.
Oh my gosh, what a show.
It's
already.
I'm excited already.
Holy smokes.
Those vegetarians,
I know, they're so annoying.
they're the last group you can make fun of, by the way. They'll pull you. The Facebook Alive will pull you right off the air. You make fun of any group other than vegetarians. Vegetarians, you can still make fun of them.
Yeah, probably not for long.
Yeah, probably not. So let's get them in while we can. All right.
Go for
So
it.
here we go. No, they're pushy. They're pushy, the vegetarians. I saw a bumper sticker on a car. I swear to God, this is true. I saw a bumper sticker on a car. It said, "Meat makes me sick." Why don't you put that on your car? Meat makes me sick. I'm going to get a bumper sticker on my car that says, "Wheat gives me a rash." What do you think of that, vegetarians? I'm going to get a bumper sticker on my car that says, "If I so much as get in the same room with a plum, I develop a urinary tract infection." What do you think of that?
Wow, that's a bumper sticker.
Stupid vegetarians. People, that's a peculiarly American thing, I think. I don't think people do this in other countries.
I don't know.
This need to put our innermost feelings and beliefs on little pieces of paper glued to the back of our cars. Why do we do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
People put their religious beliefs on bumper stickers. You ever see honk if you love Jesus? You ever see that one?
Yeah.
Now, this is, first of all, this is impractical driving advice. And secondly, no knock on Jesus, but no one ever honks, If you were the guy in the car with the honk if you love Jesus bumper sticker and someone started honking, well, what do you think you'd be thinking? Would you really be thinking, "Hallelujah, this guy behind me must really love Jesus"? No, you're going to think, "Why is this schmuck honking at me?" People put information about their families on bumper stickers. Why do they do that? My son's an honor student at Midvale High. I don't care. Do I bore you with information about my family on the back of my car? I have a bumper sticker on the back of my car that says, "My cousin Bob in Hoboken has hepatitis." No. I wouldn't do that to these nice folks.
No.
These nice people watching this show on Facebook. Why would I bore them with that kind of stuff? Do I have a bumper sticker on my car that says, "I got an uncle in Syosset. We think he's a cross-dresser"? No, I don't do that to you.
No.
Silly. Be silly to do that. You know the honk if you love Jesus joke? I did that.
Yeah.
I was performing in a casino in Verona, New York.
Okay.
Verona, New York. It's way, I don't know where it is. I think it's the upstate western portion of the state. It's way up there.
Yeah.
You ever been up to upstate New York?
Yeah, but not to Verona.
Yeah. Upstate New York it's like it's like Alabama without the warmth.
No, I have relatives up there.
Do they wear overalls?
No.
Do your relatives are they walking around in overalls and plaid?
they're
plaid.
fancy people.
They wear fancy overalls. Upstate New York. So I'm in Verona, New York, performing at some casino, and I tell that dopey joke. It's a harmless joke. It's a silly joke. And then I'm going on with the rest of my act, and I hear from the back. I hear from somewhere. I'm talking. I'll use a creepy captain guy as my microphone. So I'm doing my show. Doop doop doop. And I tell the honk if you love Jesus joke. And then I go on to all my other jokes, and I'm doing my act. And I hear from somewhere. This sound, this repetitive sound, and it's like in the. But I'm focusing on my act and the audience, and I'm doing my thing, and it's the sound is recurring, and it's starting to be very distracting. I'm what the hell is that? What is going? And it's I'm going, what the hell is it? And it was a guy in the back of the audience. I had told the honk if you love Jesus joke, and I said nobody ever honks, right? That's pretty. He was honking.
Oh dear.
And proceeded to honk for the rest of my act.
Oh man.
Because he was going to show this New York City Jew boy what was what.
I'm assuming you didn't stay overnight.
No. No, I got in the car and got the hell out of there.
Oh my gosh.
We have exciting news on the show. I've tried to learn how to write backwards because apparently everything's a mirror image on the iPhones. This is all mirror image, right?
Yeah.
So if I've done this right, you can actually read this.
Oh look. That's so smart.
I had a lot of help. I had the Dave Konig Show graphics department.
Lucky you.
They worked on this all weekend long.
Oh my
And so here's what you want to do. You want to go on YouTube and go to Dave Konig TV. That's my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Where I'm going to be posting all these shows and other humorous comedy material throughout the entire global pandemic. So you can get all your spontaneous comedy right there on the YouTube channel, Dave Konig TV. Then I'm also going to be posting new stuff to Twitter. I never use Twitter. I hate Twitter. Twitter stinks. But having said that, it's really awful. It's just garbage. You go on there, it's just the worst garbage. Unless you go to at Dave Konig. That's an at sign, by the way.
Yeah, that looks good.
That's not bad.
I can read the whole
At Dave Konig. And I'm going to be posting all kinds of stuff on the Twitter.
Great.
Okay, and then I got the Facebook. This show, all these shows are archived on a Facebook page called the Dave Konig Show Streaming Live.
Yeah.
So you want to go there? You say that as if you're.
No, I'm just saying
okay.
this,
I'm not
amazed
critiquing
by
your.
the graphics.
I'm not critiquing your delivery or anything. You sound insincere at times. That's, okay. And then you want to go to my website, davekonig.com, where you can see all the clips of me on television.
That is awesome.
On the Hunters show with the Al Pacino show, and on the Maisel, on the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, on the Blacklist with James Spader. Good stuff.
So
Blue Bloods.
all
Blue
on
Bloods.
your website, right?
Enemy Within. You can see clips of me doing stupid stuff on the subway and winning Emmy awards for it.
People love that show.
People love that show.
Oh my God.
So there you go. You want to go to all those various.
Very good. That's like Leonard.
That's not bad the way I did it.
Backwards. Oh my God.
I'm learning how to use the social media, and I'm learning how to use the new technology, because that's what the quarantine is all about now.
That's what it's all about.
I used to sit on my fat ass. You should have seen what the scale said this morning. It was scary.
I'm telling you, it's just an anomaly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more than an anomaly. It's a large amount of weight on my ass, is what it is. So I used to sit around and wait, and people would come, and sometimes they'd send a car. I'd get in a car and show up on a TV set somewhere, and there'd be someone who had already prepared food for me.
Yeah, that was the night.
And beverages. And then I'd stand somewhere. They'd say, stand over there and say this. And I'd stand over there and I'd say this. And they'd put a camera on me, and then they'd give me a fat check, and I'd go home. Yeah. Now I got to do everything myself. I got to be my own cameraman. I got to be my own lighting designer. I got to be my own graphics person.
But I fix you food.
Yeah. Well, you're my personal craft services. So that's what we got to do. So I'm learning how to use all the technology, and that's what it's all about. Now the kids know, because they're all going to school online.
Oh yeah.
And they're all working online, and they've mastered it all. But they know all that stuff.
Second nature.
We got 4 kids, which is a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And but they've for years, all they want. I'm broke, because it's all every time I turn around, it's a birthday or Hanukkah or Christmas, and all they want is the technology. That's all they want, They just they want the iPhones and the iPads and the poke in the eyes. They want all the eye stuff is what they want.
Yeah.
You know what I tell our kids?
What?
I said we didn't have all these iPhones and iPads you know what we played with when I was a kid? A slinky. That's what remember slinky? Circular metal wire. That's what we played with coil. It was half a step up from playing with industrial waste. That's what we played with when I was a kid.
That's fun.
And I was lucky to have it. I remember hawking my dad, you got to get me a slinky. All the other kids got slinkies. Got to have a slinky. You know what my father said? So we didn't have slinkies when I was a kid. You know what we played with when I was a kid? Box of dirt. That's what we played with. Played with a box of dirt. I was lucky to have it too. My father, your grandfather, you know what he played with? Just dirt, no box. They couldn't afford the box. It was the family dirt. They smuggled it in from the old country. That's what they had. You know what they're doing on the iPads and the iPhones and all that? It's just another way to watch TV. That's all they're doing.
Yeah, sure.
They're just watching TV. They got Hulu, they got Netflix, they got YouTube, they got 5,011 channels. You know what I tell our kids?
What?
I said, we didn't have all these channels when I was a kid.
Right. We didn't.
We didn't.
No.
You know how many channels we had when I was a kid? We had 2. We had NBC and ABC. We were so poor, we couldn't even afford CBS.
That is poor.
And I was lucky to have it. You know what my father watched when he was a kid? A box of dirt. That's what we watched. We sat around and looked at a box of dirt for 2 hours, and we went to bed. And they don't read. Kids don't read anymore. Did you know this? They don't read. They don't read books. You know why? They don't have to. They want to find out something, they Google it. Bing, Wikipedia, bing.
That's right.
When I was a kid, you wanted to learn something. You had to read it in a book. We had books.
Right.
I was lucky to have them, too. You know what my father had when he was a kid?
Box of dirt?
No, he had books, too, but he kept them in a box of dirt. We don't know why. He had dirty books. That's what he had. Is there something wrong with your wrist? Do you have a pain in your wrist of some kind?
At the time.
Oh, the time. Oh, that's all the time we have. Hey, thank you all for tuning in. Unfortunately, Charlotte Ray Leonard Jr., the illegitimate son of Fact of Life's Charlotte Ray and professional middleweight boxer Sugar Ray Leonard, is quarantined, so he couldn't make the show. So we'll try and get it back some other time. Until then, remember to go to, I did that right. Yeah. Remember to go to YouTube at Dave Konig TV. Subscribe to that. Go to Twitter at Dave Konig. Go to Facebook, The Dave Konig Show streaming live. Go to my website, davekonig.com. Spend all your time online looking at stuff by me, Dave Konig. Until tomorrow, this is Dave Konig with my lovely bride.
Bye, everybody.
Susan Konig saying goodbye, everybody, and drive safe, be healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.